What if I told you that the worst moment of your life could become the best thing that ever happened to you? We live in a world that celebrates success, the victories, the achievements, the highlight reels. But nobody talks about what happened before that success. Nobody talks about the failures that broke them down before they could build themselves back up. Today, I want to share something with you that changed my entire perspective on life. This is about how failure isn't the opposite of success, it's the foundation of it. And if you're going through something difficult right now, if you feel like you failed, this message is for you.
Let me take you back to 3 years ago. I had just launched my YouTube channel with huge dreams. I quit my stable job because I believed this was my calling. I invested $5,000 in equipment, camera, lights, microphone, editing software. I told my parents, my friends, everyone I knew that I was going to make it as a content creator. For 6 months, I poured my heart into every video. I woke up at 5 a.m. to film before going to my part-time job. I stayed up until midnight editing. I posted consistently 3 times a week. But the numbers didn't lie. After 6 months and over 70 videos, I had only 247 subscribers. My videos barely got 50 views each. Most comments were just spam bots. I was burning out, running out of money, and watching my dream crumble. The worst part? I had to face everyone who asked, "How's YouTube going?" I saw the pity in their eyes. I heard the "I told you so" in their silence. My family was worried. My friends stopped taking my dream seriously. And honestly, I stopped believing in myself, too. I remember sitting alone one night and asking myself, what's wrong with me? Why can't I get this right? Maybe I'm just not meant for this. For weeks, I couldn't sleep. I felt ashamed, embarrassed, like I was a disappointment. I avoided people. I stopped posting on social media. I just wanted to hide. Have you ever felt like that? Like you're the only one who's failing while everyone else has it figured out? But then, something happened. Something small, but powerful. I was scrolling through my phone late one night, probably avoiding sleep, avoiding my problems, and I came across a video of Denzel Washington giving a speech. He said something that stopped me in my tracks. Fail big. If you're going to fail, fail forward, fail trying. Every failed experiment is one step closer to success. And then he said, fall down 7 times, get up 8. And it hit me. I started researching people I admired, people who seemed to have it all together. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper because they said he lacked imagination. His first animation company went bankrupt. J.K. Rowling was a single mother on welfare, struggling with depression, rejected by 12 publishers before Harry Potter got published. 12 times people said no to one of the most successful book series in history. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. He went home and cried. The greatest basketball player of all time was told he wasn't good enough. Steve Jobs was fired from Apple, the company he created. He said it was devastating, but later he called it the best thing that could have happened to him. I realized something profound. These people didn't succeed despite their failures. They succeeded because of them. Failure wasn't their enemy, it was their teacher. So I made a decision. Instead of running from my failure, I was going to learn from it. I started asking myself different questions. What did this failure teach me? What weakness did it expose that I can now strengthen? What would I do differently next time? And when I was brutally honest with myself, I realized some hard truths. Lesson 1. I was creating content I thought people wanted, not content I was passionate about. I was chasing trends, copying other successful creators, trying to fit into a mold. But my videos had no soul. They had no authenticity. People can feel when you're not being genuine. Failure taught me that authenticity beats perfection every single time. Lesson 2. I was focused on the outcome, not the process. I was obsessed with subscriber counts and view numbers. I checked my analytics 10 times a day. Every video that flopped felt like a personal rejection. I forgot why I started, because I loved creating, because I had stories to tell. Failure taught me to fall in love with the journey, not just the destination. Lesson 3. I was too proud to learn from others or ask for help. I thought asking for advice meant I was weak or admitting I didn't know what I was doing. So I struggled alone. I made mistakes that others could have helped me avoid. Failure taught me that every successful person had mentors, and that asking for help is actually a sign of strength and wisdom. See, success never would have taught me those things. Success would have let me keep making the same mistakes. But failure? Failure forced me to grow. So I started again. But this time, I was different. I was stronger, wiser, more humble, more prepared. And you know what happened? I took a month off to reset. I didn't post anything. I just studied, learned, and reconnected with my why. Then I started creating again, but differently. I stopped chasing trends and started telling real stories, my struggles, my lessons, my authentic journey. I joined creator communities, found mentors, asked questions. I studied what worked, not just for others, but for my unique voice. I changed my content strategy completely. Instead of posting 3 mediocre videos a week, I focused on creating one powerful video that truly mattered. Quality over quantity, heart over hype. 3 months later, one of my videos went viral. It hit 100,000 views in a week. But you know what? It wasn't the most polished video I'd ever made. It was the most honest one. I shared my failure story, the one I'd been too ashamed to talk about, and people connected with it. Within a year, my channel grew to 50,000 subscribers, then 100,000. Brands started reaching out. I was making more money than my old job. But more importantly, I was impacting lives. People were messaging me saying, "Your story gave me hope. You inspired me to try again. Thank you for being real." But here's the thing. The success felt different this time. It felt earned. It felt real. Because I knew what it cost. I knew what I overcame to get there. And I'm grateful for the failure. I really am. Because the person I am today, the strength I have today, the wisdom I carry today, I got all of that from the moments I fell down. Your failure isn't your ending. It's your education. So if you're watching this and you're in the middle of your failure right now, let me share what helped me. 1. Give yourself permission to feel it. Don't suppress the pain. Cry if you need to. Be disappointed. That's human. Give yourself 24 hours to feel everything. But after that, shift into learning mode. 2. Ask better questions. Don't ask, "Why did this happen to me?" Ask, "What is this teaching me?" Don't ask, "Why am I not good enough?" Ask, "What do I need to develop to be ready?" 3. Document your lessons. Start a failure journal. Write down what went wrong and what you learned. This isn't about dwelling on mistakes. It's about extracting wisdom so you don't repeat them. 4. Look for examples. Research people in your field who fail first. You'll find that every single successful person has a failure story. It will remind you that you're not alone and you're not broken. 5. Try again, but differently. Don't quit, but don't repeat the same approach either. Apply what you learned. Adjust, adapt, evolve. Remember, the only true failure is giving up. Everything else is just practice. I want to leave you with this thought. Right now, you might be in the darkest chapter of your story. You might feel defeated. You might feel like you're the only one who's struggling while everyone else is winning. But what if this is just the part of your story where you're being prepared for something greater? What if this failure is building the strength, the character, the wisdom you'll need for the success that's coming? What if years from now, you look back at this moment and say, "That was when everything changed. That
was when I became who I was meant to be. Your failure isn't a full stop. It's a comma. Your story isn't over, it's just getting started. If this video resonated with you, please share it with someone who needs to hear this today. And in the comments, I want to hear from you. What's one failure you're grateful for now? Let's remind each other that we're not alone in this journey.